morning, everyone. Hey, it is day 4. Can you guys believe it's day 4 already of the 25 lives? So we've got one more tomorrow, then we'll break for the weekend. We'll be back on Monday for 5 more. Yeah. So today's topic is how to write sexy blog post headlines, and I am really super excited to talk to you guys about this. And I have like a torrid love affair sort of relationship with blog post headlines because I used to kind of refuse to sexify my headlines. I know that sounds nuts, but I don't know. Somehow I equated it with like giving into the. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Stop it, Kelly. Sorry. These lives are always fun when things go wrong. I'm just trying to pull up the comments. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the past few days. The comments are what I'm struggling with. I want to be able to see you guys, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Oh, Rebecca, hey, girl. Day 4 already of the 25 lives. Oh, my God. How do I turn it off? Sorry, guys. Are always fun. Yeah, they're always fun. I'm so sorry. I can't turn the sound off. Okay, here we go. Oh, Rebecca, hey, girl. I did this yesterday, right? All right. I'm just going to have to check in on the comments every once in a while. I'm so sorry. So I can see your lives or I can see your comments, but I can't see who's making them. It's so weird. And so that's what I'm trying to fix right now. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So for some reason, when I first started blogging, I thought that if I wrote like super sexy headlines, like I'm supposed to, that I would be like selling my soul or something, and that I would automatically be clickbait or something like that. I don't know. I had this weird like hill to die on. It was just very strange. So I had like some blocks to journal through around there. Finally, I did it. And now I love headline writing. I love it. I think it's fascinating. So me and blog headline writing have a long, torrid history. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to share my screen. Share. Showing stream. How cool is that, guys? This is called B Live. B.live. Okay. Nope. Yep. Isn't that crazy? I just broke the space-time continuum. Okay. So here we are. This is my blog post checklist blog post. So this is the companion piece to the blog post checklist. Real quick, let's go back to here. This is the checklist, and we are on day 4, brainstorm sexy headlines. So let's go back here. Okay, so headline best practices. We always want to do these things. Okay, we want to make the post topic obvious. Don't be so cute in your headline writing that nobody can tell what it's about. You can do this while simultaneously evoking curiosity. Oh my gosh, Hemingway. Can you hear him? I might have to kick him out. Hold on. Stop it, Hemi. Sorry, guys. For some reason, whenever I get on the phone or on any sort of thing where I'm like actively talking, he just does that the whole time. He'll do it the whole time. Okay, so you want to make the post topic obvious because you want people who actually need to hear it or to read your post, to click on it. If they don't know what it's about, they don't know that it's for them, right? You can still do this while being like coy and cute and evoking curiosity. You just give them a little peek so they know what it's about. And you also want to try to keep it around 60 to 70 characters. This is for SEO purposes. When search results show up, they only show around 60 to 70 characters. It kind of varies. I don't know quite how it works. I've heard hard stop at 60. I've heard hard stop at 65, and I heard a hard stop at 70. So I think you just want to play with it and then see how it's showing up in the search results for you. And Yoast will tell you if your headline is too long. So let's go over here. This is a new post in WordPress. And let's say we're going to say something like how to lose 10 pounds so you can rock that spring break bikini. Yeah, right. Anyway, so if you go down here, here we go. SEO title width. The SEO title is higher or is wider than the viewable limit. So let's see if we just took that off. Yeah, so then you see that red light went away. So it will warn you if your headline is too long. Let's go back to my checklist. Okay, and then the next thing I want to say, so these are the headline best practices, the things you always need to do. The last one is don't be clickbait. Don't go writing bad checks. Only make promises you can keep. If you can write a super sensational headline and actually deliver on that promise, great. That's awesome. Do it. But if you're just, if you're stretching the truth a little or a lot just to get somebody to click and get to your website, that makes you clickbait. Ding, 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 garbage bell. Don't be clickbait. Okay, so these are headline nice to haves. And you should play with these things and see which ones your readers respond to. You're not going to be able to shove all of these nice to haves into one headline because, again, we are constrained by length, right? Which actually makes it quite a bit harder because you have to deliver a really compelling, hooking message in a very short amount of time. I always thought that songwriters were wonderful at this. They, it's hard to write lyrics. You have 3 minutes to write a whole world of emotion, right? It's so different. You can't be Tolkien and go on for 5 days about the way somebody's hat is tilted to the right. Anyway, that's a that's a whole nother thing. Focus, Thorson. Focus. Okay, so headline nice to haves include your target keywords. So I know that Crystal had asked me about this in the group. She was wondering if it's okay to include your exact target keyword, if that's what you should always do. I think it's always really nice to have your target keyword, like your exact long tail phrase in there. But if you can't, if you can't keep it in there and make your headline clickable, then you're just gonna, it is what it is. You're just gonna have to break those words up. And usually Google can figure it out. This is what I've noticed about people who are ranking top in the search results and people who are getting tons and tons of clicks. They don't always adhere to that. Google figures it out. Just because there's a couple of fun words in between the words in your long tail phrase, it's not necessarily going to break your blog post. Okay, so the next tip is to use headline emotion words. So there is a really good list of emotional words. This is by SEO Presser. This is a really great website. I don't know if you guys have ever checked it out. And they have so many wonderful blog posts. Okay, so they have this list of 28 emotional words that are going to get people to click. Obviously, you can't include them all in one, so I would pick one or two and run with it. Free. Free is something that always gets people. Guaranteed, because, oh my gosh, there is this like famous study, and I think they talk about it here. Yes. So there's a famous study that was done and at Harvard, and this researcher went to the library and asked to use she stood in the line for the copier machine, like back when, we could go places. And she asked to cut in line pretty much. And she said, "Hey, can I cut in line?" And that was it. She didn't give a reason why. 60% of people said yes, they let her cut in line. And then she said, "Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use a Xerox machine because I have to make copies?" She gave them a reason. So because, right? That was it. That's all she did. And 93% of people let her cut in line. And then they took it one step further and they added a reason that other people could relate with. She said, "Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use a Xerox machine because I'm in a rush?" Okay. And then 94% complied, allowed her to cut in line. So because is just this insanely powerful magic word. I don't know. It's just magic. Let's take a look at what you guys are saying. I don't know if you guys can see here. I can't see your names, which is why I'm having so much trouble with this. So, okay. Well, someone says I'm writing some boring ass titles. I was thinking for SEO, I'm going to write that. Yeah. Well, and you know what's interesting about SEO is, yeah, you want to write for SEO, right? And Yoast tells us to use our exact key phrase in. I'm going to move over because this is really tripping me out. Yoast tells us to use our exact key phrase in our title, and it also tells us to put it at the very front. But SEO more and more is leaning towards user experience. So I wonder, as a human and not an algorithm, if the algorithm is really placing all this importance on user experience, which, the number of people who click your headline is part of that, right? That's how the algorithm understands, hey, people like this stuff. Then I wonder how seriously we should take the suggestions from Yoast that get us to disregard the user experience. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense. To me, I just think you should take all of the Yoast suggestions with a grain of salt. Okay, so we talked about the headline emotion words. I kind of want to go through a few more of these. Easy, simple, today, so creating a sense of urgency, discover, huge, everything you need, never, save, proven. I've used proven a lot and it works. Proven has worked really well for me. Instant, fast, powerful, secret, premium, best, more, people. And you know what I don't see on here is you and your. I've found that those are really good words to include. You're speaking directly to them. You're not making it subjective anymore, right? Suddenly it's about them. So instead of how to write a blog post, how to write your blog post. It puts them in the situation. I've had a lot of success with that one. Again, this is SEO Presser, and I've linked to this in the video description. Let's head on back over here. Okay, so we're going to talk about conveying an emotional benefit, which is different. Again, there is a really good article on this by Copy Blogger. I love Copy Blogger. Everything from Copy Bloggers, like gold, baby, gold, just like our keywords. Okay, so 13 emotion-based headlines that work. So this is an example of some emotion-based headlines. When's the last time a cute girl checked you out? Well, like 10 minutes ago in the mirror. Oh, I'll stop. Okay. The emotional benefit is feeling attractive and sexy. Who can't relate to that? We all want to feel attractive and sexy, right? So next one says, learn how to stand up to your boss and force him to see what you're really worth. Emotional benefit, feeling assertive and confident. So you guys kind of get the idea here. You want to, again, it's about relating it to them, to their life. And what are they going to get out of it? Remember, yesterday we talked about how our time is limited and our readers' time are limited, and they need to know what benefit they're going to get out of reading your blog post. That's what's going to get them to click, thinking that their time is worth trading for the benefit. Use parentheses and or colons. I do this a lot. They're really eye-catching. They are. They break up the text and they draw your eye to them. I'll do things a lot like, like 7 ways to improve your blog writing, parentheses, plus a freebie to take you to the next level or something like that. And I use plus a lot instead of the ampersand. That helps too. It's just a little different than people are used to seeing up in that title. So parentheses and colons are really eye-catching. Something I saw, I think it was Carly Campbell do in one of her emails that I thought was really smart. Instead of just writing out her email headline at the very beginning in, I can't remember what they're called. They're the squiggly ones. They're not parentheses. They're squiggly parentheses. So she had the squiggly parentheses, and the first thing it said was video inside the squiggly parentheses. And I thought that was a really good idea. And then she wrote out her catchy headline. I was like, oh, Carly, you're smart. And she is. So those have worked really well for me. And then evoking curiosity. Evoking curiosity works really well. And like I said earlier, you want to be obvious what you're talking about, but you can also evoke curiosity when you do it. So something like 10 things nobody told you about starting a blog. Right? You are evoking curiosity. They're going to be curious. What are those 10 things? And you could go even further. 10 things nobody told you about starting a blog, parentheses, that will make or break you. So there they go. There's their emotional benefit. They want to succeed, right? And the curiosity is there, and they know what you're talking about. There's no question that you're going to be delivering information they need to know to start a blog. Okay, and the next one is to evoke. Nope, we already did that one. Sorry. If I don't follow my outline, I'm like a dog off leash. I'll be gone. Speaking to basic human needs. Okay, so using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, let's pop over here to this article by Optin Monster. So they did a case study of 21 viral headlines, and this is a really good article. Again, I linked to it in the video description. You should definitely take the time to read this. And look at their headline, 21 viral headline examples and how you can copy their success. It's great. Once you start studying headlines, you will start to like drool over some of them. And then some of them you'll look at and you'll be like, what were they thinking? All right, so this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think I learned about this in sociology class or something. I can't remember. College was a long time ago. Yo, check out my new mug. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. When I was 4, my mom made me some hammer pants. And they were pretty bitchin'. Maybe we should do a throwback. Today's Thursday. Throwback Friday, tomorrow. Find your best little kid pics. We're going to put them up. I'm going to find my hammer pants picture and we'll put them up in the group. Okay, focus, Thorson. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you can see on the bottom, basic needs, health, food, sleep. A little bit higher, safety needs, warmth, freedom from danger. You're not going to die. A little bit higher, need to belong, love, affection, friendship, tribes. Even higher still, self-esteem, like getting praise, getting respect, getting mad dope props, stuff like that. And the very tippy top, self-actualization. So we're kind of more up in here now that we don't really have to worry about health, food, and sleep. You know, we're no longer running from like tigers and lions and bears all day. These are things like morality, creativity, imagination, sense of purpose, acceptance of others, and opinions, spirituality. So basic needs, health, food, and sleep takes up the most room on the pyramid because it applies to the most people. That applies to everyone. There is no one out there that is not interested in how to stay healthy, how to eat, and how to get more sleep. Basically, you know, how to survive. And this is why blog post titles that have anything to do with making money do really well, or staying healthy do really well. You know, there's a reason that like how to start a business and health and fitness are really competitive niches because everyone's interested in them. Even if you don't like fitness, I don't like working out, but I want to be healthy and I want to be alive. So in a way, it's something that applies to everybody. Now, things like morality, creativity, imagination, spirituality, not everyone's going to be interested in that. So when you are trying to speak to basic human needs and you know your niche really well, I would go with the self-actualization. Um, if you know your niche really well and you know who you're targeting, you could probably get real specific in your titles. And you could probably also include some sort of basic needs in there. Again, let's go back to the blog post or the 10 things nobody told you about starting a blog that'll make or break you, right? So that actually is really specific. And it also, you know, so there's some self-actualization in there, sense of purpose, acceptance of others, things like that, and some self-esteem in there that you're going to get noticed, respected, praised, you're going to succeed. But then there's also that'll make or break you. That goes down to like our basic needs. We need to make money to survive. So it plays on a little bit of both. Okay, next is use specific numbers. Headlines with numbers in them do really well. I write a lot of headlines with numbers in them, like 5 ways to do this, 3 tips on this, etc., etc. I did like 101 plus books for bloggers that did well. And the more specific you can get, the better. So I've played around with a lot of different numbers. 7 works well. I think I read a statistic somewhere. Sorry for the shoddy lack of citation, but it said that odd numbers do better than even ones. So I read that somewhere. I'll see if I can find it and I'll link to it. And then if you're doing like percentages, the more specific you can get, the better. Think about it. What could a headline be? Like 90% of bloggers say they wish they knew this one thing before they started blogging. How about 93% of bloggers wish they knew this one thing before they started blogging, right? That sounds more convincing because it's so specific and weird. Or you could do 93.3%, see how that goes. So you should use specific numbers when you can, and it's applicable to your post. Okay, and the next nice to have tip is to convey a benefit. And I've been having a lot of fun with this lately. I've been doing the how to blank so you can blank. So yesterday I put up some pins, and some of them were for the Blog Daily 7-day blog post writing challenge. And I said how to write tons of blog posts so you can quickly quit your job and become a full-time blogger. So we're telling them what benefit they're going to get. We are playing on their emotions. We are definitely speaking to the hierarchy of needs. You can cover a lot in a pretty short span with the how to blank so you can blank. So let's look at some blog post headline examples. And this is when all else fails. Okay, so I have a list of when all else fails. So if you're feeling like super, super stuck, here's what I want you guys to do. Start boring. So this is a really good example of starting boring, this list right here. So keyword and a boring headline. So how to lose 10 pounds. Okay, so you start there and just ask yourself to like sexify it a little bit, like throw in some of the nice to haves. So here, 3 ways to lose 10 pounds. So we're throwing in a specific number, and a sexified headline would be 3 ways to lose 10 pounds in 1 month and feel amazing. So not only are we giving them a specific number on the 3 ways and on how many pounds you're going to lose, but we're also giving them a time frame and a benefit. They're going to feel amazing. That sounds great. If anybody knows how to do that, well, let me know. So if you really, if you're really struggling, just start boring and then start playing with it. Let's pop over here and see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Oh, the streaming service I'm using, B.live. How much does it cost? I set that up like 6 days ago, and you guys expect me to remember? I don't remember, but it's B.live, which is, I thought was really smart. So they wanted the name of their product is Be Live. And here, I'm going to hide this because that was just trippy. Okay, so the name of their product's Be Live, and they obviously BeLive.com probably wasn't available, so they did BE. Their extension is LIV. How that was smart. That was really smart. I'm like, man. Okay. Anyway. All right. Hey, Kelly, can you link to where I can grab that checklist? Crystal, oh, thanks for putting your name in there. Yeah, the link's in the video description. And it's also, if you go to blogfeedy.com, it is everywhere. The only pages that don't have it are my sales pages. Yeah, it is everywhere. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, Crystal has a bug 401 plus word list that I use. Crystal, that's awesome. Maybe you can share that in the group. That'd be awesome. Brackets. Thank you. The squiggly parentheses brackets. Who knew? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All the links to the pages, guys, that I'm talking about, they're all in the video description. Okay. What if your niche is still trying to obtain basic needs? So still trying to, let's go back here. So still trying to obtain health, food, and sleep. I need more specifics. I wish I could see who that was. Oops. Huh. Yeah, I need more specifics on that one, guys. What do you mean? Tell me exactly what your niche is, if you could. It says, okay, and then I downloaded the PDF version of your blog post. Love it. I have a queue. How did you do that on your thank you page, Jen? Okay. So how did I do that? There is it's like a free program that you put your URL into, and then it will convert it into a PDF for you. You can pay for it and it'll make it a lot prettier. I didn't think people were really going to care if it's pretty or not, so I didn't pay for it, and it's totally fine. Yeah, I'll find that. I'm going to make a note. Find URL to PDF converter. Yeah. And then, so what she's talking about is on my blog post checklist, I have I'm not showing my screen. I have an option to let's go up here. I say, hey, Home Slice, you might want to print this out. This blog post checklist is banging. It's like 6,500 words long. So I highly suggest grabbing the free PDF version of this post so you can reference it throughout your blogging journey. And then when they download it, they get this URL in a PDF version. And it was really simple. It was a free service. Okay. All right. Okay. Back on track. Focus, Thorson. One of those mornings, I guess. Maybe I should just go back to bed. All right. Back to our sexy headlines. There's my sexy headline girl. Okay. So, yeah, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but 8 out of 10 people will read your headline, but only 2 out of 10 will actually click through to your article. So if that doesn't tell you how important the headlines are, then I don't know what does. All right, I actually don't need my screen anymore. All right, so when all else fails, we're going to start boring, right? We are just going to start with the most boring headline. We could have called this "How to Write a Blog Post." Right? My banging blog post checklist. We could have called it "How to Write a Blog Post." And that would have been like the most boring, simplest one I could do. And then we are going to add little sexy bits into it. Play with the nice to haves and see which ones you can put in there. If you're really stuck, use a blog title generator. I am a big fan of things like this. You guys heard me talk about how, I will, if I'm like really stuck, I'm doing something I've never done before, I will use a template just to get my juices going, my creative juices going. And then by the time I'm done putting all my Kelly energy into it, it doesn't look like a template anymore. I did this for sales pages, emails, copy, and blog title generator. So, okay, here we go. I thought I was done with my screen. I'm not. Let's go back over here. Again, I linked to this in the description. This is, again, SEOpresser.com. It's a blog title generator. There we go. So this is the title generator, and I put in blogger burnout, and then you can choose if it's a generic term, brand, product, event, industry, person's name, skill, etc. And then go generate titles. And what I really love about this title generator is that they will give you titles with swear words in them. And I'm like, it's like they know me. So if that's not your jam, then you probably shouldn't be watching my stuff. But if it's not your jam, just be aware. Anyway, and then they come up with top 7 common prejudices about blogger burnout, 7 useful tips from experts in blogger burnout. So of course, these are going to feel a little weird and clunky because, again, it's an algorithm, it's a computer, it's not a person. But this will get you going, right? This will get you thinking about how you can make your title a little bit sexier. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you need to do because we need to see examples, right? We need to see examples to learn how to do this stuff, which brings me to my next point: steal mercilessly. Actually, my ceramics teacher told me that like 10 years ago. No, don't actually steal. Don't plagiarize. That's not cool. Bad juju alert. But you need to be studying other people's work. This is really important. And one of the best places to go to study um, titles are Board Panda and BuzzFeed. They are nuts good at titles. They are so good at titles that you can end up on a BuzzFeed rabbit hole like 45 minutes later. Like you were just popping into Facebook real quick to, I don't know, Facebook. And 45 minutes later, you clicked on one BuzzFeed article with a really banging title, and then you're like 10 articles deep. And the thing is, no shade on Board Panda or BuzzFeed. They are amazing, but some of the articles aren't even that great. And they're not going to be that great. And the titles are so juicy that you click on them anyway, right? Let's go look at it. Boom. Okay, here we are at Board Panda. And just so you guys know, I was curious how much traffic Board Panda and BuzzFeed get. Board Panda gets 8.7 million from organic traffic a month. And BuzzFeed, okay, hold on to your seats, 19.8 million a month. All I wrote down was damn. Okay, so here we go. Board Panda, 150 terrible maps that are so bad they're good. New picks. Like, who cares about maps, right? But it's funny. You're going to be entertained. The last blockbuster is alive, and here's 60 of their funniest tweets. 31 times people made their homes greener by turning tables into succulent gardens. Oh my God, I need those. Okay, let's head over to BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed, 21 things from the grommet that reviewers truly love. What species of Animal Crossing villager are you? BuzzFeed has a whole bunch of quizzes that they do really well with. Let's see, 30 products that'll totally change how you put on makeup. So again, these are all super clickable headlines, and obviously, the proof is in the pudding that almost 20 million, unique page views a month. That speaks for itself. They are killing it in the headline game. All right. And the next one, if you guys are really stuck, phone a friend. So you can ask in the Facebook group. You can ask in my Facebook group. If you guys are like workshopping a couple of different ideas, you can do a poll in the Facebook group. Hey, which one of these do you guys like? Or put up your best headline, what you guys are thinking about running with, and then ask for their help. Say, hey, how would you write this headline if you had the opportunity to do this? And I've had a lot of success. You guys are really good at naming stuff. What I've found is that we're really good at naming stuff that's not our stuff. It's like we get a little bit too close to the situation. You know what I mean? So this can work really well. You can also kind of like poll your family and friends. And as far as A and B testing goes, Pinterest. You can always go back and change your title later. So you're going to run with one title, whichever title it is you decide on officially, right? But each time you create a new Pinterest image for that blog post, try out a different title, try out a different headline, and see what gets the most clicks. Pinterest is great for figuring out which headlines are really speaking to people. And then you can go back in and change them later. Well, there was one more thing I want to say. Oh, this is really important. And I linked to this in the description too. If you guys are writing headlines for email, all of this stuff still applies, but you need to be really careful about spam trigger words. So let's see. The ultimate list. Let's show my screen again. So I linked to this ultimate list of spam trigger words. You can see there are things like clearance, order status, meet singles, score with babes. Ugh, garbage bell. So there's a list of things that you should try to not include in your title, because the spam filter will flag them, and then you'll end up in the spam folder, and nobody wants that. I don't want your guys' precious words wasting away in some spam file. Phew. That's it. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sexy equals Kelly. Well, you know, I woke up like this. I did. Thank you. Okay. Have you changed your headline or title later on blog posts when you do find a Pinterest title you like better? Yes, Jen. Yes, 100%. And so we will talk about permalinks, which is like blogfeedy.com /blog -post -checklist. That's your permalink. That you want to leave alone. Make it your keyword and don't mess with it. But we're going to talk about that on number 20, episode 20. So the last week. But there is nothing stopping you from changing your headline. And I have done this a lot, actually. And at first I was scared. I'm like, what if they click on a pin that says 5 ways to write a blog post? And, you know, and it's one of the old boring pins. And they get to my new headline and it says 5 easy ways you've never heard of to write a bitchin' blog post or something. Are they really, first of all, are they really going to notice? It still has the same, they're still getting the same benefit. It just sounds a little bit better. And unless they're in our line of work, I doubt many people are going to notice. They're like, okay, I'm at the right spot. Check. I'm scrolling down the page. So I think that's 100% okay. Yeah, just leave your URL the same. That's correct. Can I go back and answer the question about basic needs? I'll try. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yes. Sorry, there's a lot of comments, which is great. Thank you, guys. Okay. So you said the disability community is my niche. In this country, they don't have access to good healthcare, food, jobs, housing. Kristen, good for you. I love that. Oh, you gave me chills. Thank you for being a crusader and standing up for people who don't have a voice. That's awesome. So you were asking, what if your target audience always falls into that basic needs category? And that you are 100% right. Yeah, they are just like trying to survive, right? Basic needs. So let's go back to the hierarchy. So I would, you can always play on the basic needs every single title you do, because that is your niche, right? Basic needs, that's your niche. You could probably also do both, like how to stay spiritually connected when you are worried about how you are going to stay healthy, or when you're worried about how you're going to pay the bills or something like that. You could play on both. How to stay creative when you are in so much pain you can't sleep, something like that. I think that because your niche is the basic needs part of the hierarchy, that actually gives you way more options than somebody who their niche is up here at the top and they have to find a way to relate it to the basic needs. I think you have way more options since you're starting at the basic needs and you need to find a way to relate it to every other step on the pyramid. Yeah. So like here, need to belong, love, affection, friendship, tribes. Again, so you could do like 5 ways to find friends when you are disabled or something like that. That's a really great question. Thank you for asking. I think that will help a lot of people. Did I answer your question? Just let's ask that first. Okay. Yeah. 20 affirmations to stay positive in isolation. That's a good one. God, I need to figure out how to see who's saying this stuff, because you guys are like on fire this morning. Okay. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's. Do you have a template for sexy adjectives? I feel like I started one at one point. I could definitely find you guys one. Sexy adjectives. And we'll add it into the group. Okay. Love it. I love it too, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. This was fun. Okay, so remember tomorrow we are going to do Throwback Friday. So find your like most cringy baby childhood or whatever, adolescent, or just throwback pictures. Find your best throwback pictures. I'm going to try to find my hammer pants picture. And tomorrow we will open up a thread on the group. So Throwback Friday. Also, tomorrow is day 5 of the 25 lives, and we're going to talk about how and why to outloan your blog posts, even though you don't want to. I know you don't want to. Do it anyway. That's where I'm at. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Oh my gosh, you guys are on fire. 3 places to find people to hang out with when you're stuck inside. Kristen, yes. Yes. And think about, especially now, we're all stuck inside. You're on fire. Love it. Okay. So if you're watching this on a replay, come join us in the group. You can interact with us. You can enjoy my amazing, amazing community of awesome bloggers. All right. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow, and we will talk about outlining your blog post. Bye. That's it for today's edition of Blogging Thoughts with Kelly. Don't forget, if you want your blogging questions answered, you can join the free Facebook group using the description below. Also, feel free to share, follow me, subscribe, like, all the things so we can be blogging besties. Until next time, this is Kelly signing off.